Welcome to the Degenerate Nation podcast. I'm back with Patrice.
Patrice!
What you been up to, Patrice?
Patrice has been slumming it in the childhood bedroom of his parents' house. My two roommates. It's a really nice place. The rent's super cheap. Been staying alive, you know. Amidst this pandemic, I have somehow managed to increase average amount of time jerking off per day.
Oh, I think Jergens' stock is going through the roof. That's right. That's a strong buy, not a hold. It's a buy.
It's a buy.
Have you broken up your roommate's marriage yet from your lack of activity?
It's getting close.
That's awesome.
We're to the point where I can insert a couple sentences here and there, and just fighting starts right away. So I feel like I'm the puppet master of their marriage at the moment.
That's awesome. They're dancing around like little origami pieces.
Just say,
and you're the tsunami.
I can end it whenever I want.
You did. I will end this marriage, but then I might not get to live in the house. Yeah, I don't want to move so much that I don't even want to go to one of their new places.
Patrice is surviving. He's still alive.
Still alive? Well, we're fucking rolling with a podcast.
Yes, you have been. I know you filled in a couple slots in lieu of my presence, but that's right. That is for the best, because those were some fucking top quality episodes you guys put out.
Oh, thank you. I think the people liked them, well, except for one person.
Ooh, and who could that person be?
Well, the name we were going to redact, okay? Because we don't want any of our other fucking psychotic listeners to track them down and be like, no, the show's great, stab, 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 and then be like, hey, I stabbed him, thanks for telling me to stab them. I'm like, we didn't.
Be like, what are you,
the cops would be like,
were you playing our podcast backwards?
Yeah, like,
stab him.
Alright, so I think that this is probably some combination of your doing, and then me a bit, and possibly Wendy. So it was maybe a combination of things. But here's the thing, what you're about to read is predicated most likely on someone getting all the way either to the middle or the end of a broadcast, okay? And he said
he's not starting from start to finish.
No,
right?
Exactly. I'd have no idea. He said, and of course it's a he, because who else blasts people on the internet? Men.
Yeah, it's always men.
Women do like snipey little things to their friends.
Yeah,
Men do it to complete strangers. Men go with complete strangers. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Racist, dumbass, retarded, white trash, southern patriotic, bootlicking, dick riding, programmed, enslaved, sheeple, wigga. Your racist ass feels privileged, and racist idiots like y'all feel privileged. That's why y'all, racist retardo, want to disrespect our people for standing up against racist Satanism without showing any real evidence on how we are wrong at all for doing that.
What?
So we have a dedicated listener.
Wow, you just rattled off so many words in a row. I mean, there's a shitload. Wigger was in there. We're Wiggers. We're Southern. We're also white trash. We're also speaking out against the satanic revolution, apparently. And we are vastly for Satanism here. So
yeah.
He needs
exactly.
to get off his high horse.
So we're racist Satanists in this podcast. And how do they? Okay, audience. This is an audience question. I want you to message us at Degenerate Nation Podcast or send an email to degeneratenation@gmail.com. And I want you to ask the following question. What?
Gmail.com?
Gmail.com. Gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
I want you to answer this question. How white does Patrice sound that he thought for sure that when he said that when we were doing the crackhead bit that he sounded like he was making fun of a black person? How white do you have to sound for that to be like so clear that he was white?
I mean, by the way, if you think I'm not white, fantastic. Let us know what race you think I am, because maybe I am black.
Yeah, you're really black.
I'm white as fuck. On a scale of 0 to 10, tell me.
You're way whiter than me, 100%.
Tell me how
even your
white
flesh tone's a little bit whiter than mine. It's not a lot more whiter than mine, but
I tan fairly easy.
Yeah.
Which is something a white person would absolutely say.
Yeah, I don't look white all the time. You're like, only white people are ashamed of like their tone, and like they think it's wrong to be like their natural skin tone. Black people are like, they don't want to look tanner. Like, they don't have to do that.
I'm already dark enough, man.
Yeah, I'm plenty dark. Or like, this is what I am. I don't know. That's my interpretation of it. But I'm a racist apparently. So
we're some racist.
Wendy's racist as fuck. Backwoods Minnesota. Yeah, apparently that's what he thinks of Northerners, is that they're Southerners.
Well, I mean, we are the northernmost point, I think,
in the South. Yeah,
state.
yeah. No, absolutely. In any southern state.
Wow. And so when was that posted?
Today at like 3 in the afternoon Eastern time. I was like, ooh, you have a message. And I was like, oh, you have a message.
Ooh, that's yeah, so apologies to any listeners that we may have offended. And
fuck that.
In our rattling off of crazy ideas and making fun of the current pandemic situation we're in, we will try
not to give a shit.
Yes. I was going to say to tone it down, but I was lying.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck.
We don't fucking care about your
and we don't care.
offense.
We don't give a shit about you.
I do this because the rest of the world is fucking flesh pit of hell. Okay?
Yeah, this
is an escape. If you tell me how I should escape, I want you to escape with a fucking bullet.
Oh, alright. Hey, Patrice needs to tinkle, or on other episodes I've said use the John. Need to go drain the sea dragon.
How about you need to like blast out your urethra hole?
I just need I can get a super soaker my cock hole.
How fast is it gonna be? I'll read out of my therapy book.
I could probably pump off in like 30 seconds.
Alright, I'm gonna read some therapy action. Alright, pick a random page number and I'll read off of it.
123.
Ooh, that's a good page. Okay.
That's a good one.
See you in a second, and I'm gonna. Yeah.
What's the content? What do we got? So I can think about it like this.
I'll see the nearest headline. Ooh, that's not that far from where I was. It's only taken me 7 months or so to read 100 pages. I must be taking my recovery seriously. Ooh, let's see. This is the chapter is the time machine. So I'll just read the time machine. This is the intermission. Is we're fucking reading therapy books that we should have read a long time ago.
Patrice to the bathroom.
Patrice to the restroom. How come you didn't take the phone with you? Okay, the time machine. This is from the book The Happiness Trap. Subtitle: How to Stop Struggling and Start Living. And I'm gonna read in Yoda. Okay.
The time machine. Where are you? Asked my wife, startling me. We were halfway through a meal at a Japanese restaurant, and for the past couple of minutes, I hadn't heard a word that she'd been saying. Or, to be more accurate, I had heard the words, but hadn't consciously listened to them. Where are you? Was an appropriate question, because even though I was there physically, mentally, I was miles away. I'd been completely carried off by thoughts about a troublesome family matter. Troublesome it was. We've all had this happen to us. We're in a conversation, nodding and listening, but we're not paying a bit of attention, because we're off in our heads, thinking about what we've got to do later, or dwelling on something that happened earlier. Often we can get away with this fake listening, but sometimes, to a great embarrassment, caught we get.
Oh, you're back.
I love re-entering the cast with a Yoda reading off advice on how to not lose your mind.
Yeah, we'll finish that another time. That's gonna be that. Maybe that'll be a running. A
running segment.
Running segment is this when you have to use your shitty bowels and your shitty bladder kick in. I just instead of pausing it, I just.
We're we roll.
Just fucking roll with their. We give the audience some therapy, which they fucking need if they're listening to this show.
Yeah.
Get better. Jesus, don't listen to this. Get better.
This is the last place you should go.
This is like the last stop on the internet before you jump off the bridge.
Oh, one last listen.
Yeah, and I'm not even joking about that. I'm just like, no, like I understand because I don't want to jump off a bridge because I'd probably live. But you know what I mean? Like I've been that low, and I know some of our audience probably has been pretty low before because like it takes a lot to discover this show, and it takes even more to like this show. And if you're in that spot, we care about you.
What we're saying,
yeah.
I liked your comment there. If I jumped off a bridge, I probably wouldn't die. If I tried to commit suicide and I was unsuccessful, guarantee you my father would be like, "Oh, you should have done it right. Never done a goddamn thing right in your life."
Well, you had massive brain damage, and he's just like upset at you for not completing the act.
He's like, "You piece of shit! You're lucky you still on our insurance plan for 3 years, or we'd be pulling the floor."
Yeah, my other kids are closers.
They went. I was batting 1,000 with kids committing suicide before you started.
This is fucking the Virgin Suicides movie. You ever see that?
Virgin Suicides?
Yeah, it's just these daughters all like make a pact together. It's got Kirsten Dunst in it.
Oh,
you might as well be a virgin, so there you go. It's like the sequel. It's like an unrelated family in like 40 years later or something, and 50 years later, whatever. It was set in like the 50s or 60s.
Ooh, 50s. Yeah, I think suicide rates were probably high in the 50s.
No, they weren't.
Yeah, maybe some closet suicides.
Oh, like one of those parents that we had?
Yeah.
That guy?
Kinda, kind of like that.
We had like a weird kind of vibe.
Wait, who are you talking about?
The one parent that kind of hung around, wouldn't just grab his daughter, was playing with her friends, and like, we're getting the fuck home.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was nice of him, but I also like his daughter is meek, and she runs the show. To me, that's how I got it. That's how I took it.
Pushover from an 8-year-old I think we've ever witnessed.
Cause she's a pushover herself.
Yeah, she is. She's a little shit. Actually, no, she wasn't shit.
She was sweet.
She was sweet, but very, very meek. Very like.
She was troubled.
Yes, probably some Sixth Sense shit going on there.
Yeah.
She walks into her parents' bedroom. She sees ghosts, and she looks over and sees Dad with a belt around his neck in the closet for some reason. It's got to be complicated for her.
Oh, I'm just looking for the Chutes and Ladders board, honey.
Oh, look, it's right there.
Oh my God, it's up. Oh shit. So it just came up shoots. Everything's coming up shoots today.
Oh, I just went back to square one. Oh, sorry. I rolled a 6. Oh my God. Ooh, yeah, honey, what'd you say?
Yeah. No, we're having meatloaf tonight.
Yeah. What do you want to play next?
Yeah.
Monopoly? No.
No, we don't have any fucking snow peas! Rah.
And you're like, where are they? Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, it's just been pent up inside me.
The snow
I said green
peas.
beans, not Brussels sprouts.
You bitch!
So I have this thing that I rarely ever say bitch, and it's been just like, are you getting an echo there?
Yeah, I did for a second.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to adjust.
I rarely ever say bitch, and now I just say it constantly on air. I don't care anymore.
Bitch is a fun one. Yeah, there's not really a lot of like curse words or profanity that I like choose to avoid, with the exception of like cunt. I think cunt is one that is rarely used. Or
Yeah, it's reserved for cunts.
Absolutely. Like that. Actually, I wouldn't even call the guy a cunt that posted on the page. He's just an idiot.
Yeah.
And he's probably listening, and I hope he posts something again, you fucking piece of shit.
Am I trash? Yes.
How? Yeah. What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. But am I traditionally white trash in terms of the term, like how you normally describe it, what you think of? No. I'm marginally to well educated, somewhere in the middle there, depending on what you think of communication majors, and at state schools, we're slider down, and I'm reasonably cultured,
Yeah, I think we're very far from white trash. I would be.
I'm white though, but not that white.
I mean, we're white as fuck. I would be intrigued. I would like to know what derogatory terms or insults would be like applicable to us, just based off the lesson.
Yeah.
I would want to hear some accurate ones.
And again, give us, without using slurs that are offensive to people that aren't white. I don't care if you say cracker, if that's a slur, or
Yeah, come on,
and it's a white person is not allowed to be offended because a white person is saying cracker. Okay, that's part of the rules that I'm extrapolating to whites. Okay, cracker or honky.
Saltine, call me a fucking Triscuit, anything you want.
Triscuit's got salt on it though, right? Like some real salt. Seasoning?
I'm a salty cracker.
In the ridges, I'm a salty cracker, and you know it.
Salty cracker. I'm whole grain.
Mm.
You know, Triscuits have to be like the go-to cracker for fat chicks that think they're on a diet. They're like, oh my god, these taste so bad.
That was a good little quip, because normally I don't laugh at things involving fat women anymore, but that was pretty good.
Sorry, that was so not okay. God, what a terrible, terrible thing.
You white trash cunt.
Yeah, God.
So ask us, or tell us, I mean, what do you think of us? Insult us at degeneratenation@gmail.com and
Please.
Degenerate Nation on Facebook. Degenerate Nation Podcast on Facebook. Come find us, come message us, hate mail or whatever. Ask me for nudes. I mean, you might get one. It will cost you, but not much. And Patrice actually can't be photographed naked. You try to take a picture of him naked, his dick just disappears.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's like a glitch. I think I got hacked every time I try to take it. It's like, oh, where'd it go? I mean, it's kind of there if you zoom.
It's like the nanobots, but they took it via photograph.
Yeah, man. I don't know. You know, like you tell people, oh, I look so much better in person. My dick does too. It's not quite that small. It's
you can actually see it without multiple infinite loops of magnifying glasses, like pointing at the painting.
If you squint,
painting now, it's being painted, and there's no penis in the painting.
I love those classical pictures of like these Roman guys
with tiny dicks.
The most tiny, minuscule dick. It was almost like they were proud of it. Why?
And they displayed it in their own homes. Like, why wouldn't you make the artist give you a fucking hard-on?
Yeah, right?
Right? Like, no, show me flaccid. I want them to think of the potential of this empire.
That empire. What if Palpatine? How big do you think Palpatine?
Palpatine in his fucking spaceship or castle, whatever, had a fucking painting of himself with naked with a fucking tiny dick. And it's always rolled up and bunched up. You know what I mean?
It's all shriveled and bunched up.
Yeah.
I bet his dick is one, uncircumcised, and two, his uncircumcised hood is like his hood.
Like a Belichick hoodie.
Yeah. And he's just as mad.
Finally, you've gone to the dark side of the Force.
Yes.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was not... see, I slip in and out of accents except for Yoda. Is the only one I can do that's
Yoda's a solid one. Bane, as we were talking before, is difficult.
I can do a Southern thing because I'm white trash, so... Southern white trash, as he said.
Well, actually, go figure, right now, we're actually doing our Northerner accent. We need some work on it, because we're traditionally Southern white trash.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, man, I'm fucking sick and tired of that shit.
Alright, we're going to do an episode that's entirely in our white trash voices.
Entirely Southern voices, and the fun thing about talking Southern is, even if you want to, you can do a Yoda accent, and that's just another layer of...
It's a layer, like an onion dip upon another onion dip.
It's like a 6-layer onion dip, but there's only 2 layers.
2 layers, and they ain't even no onions. Surprise, gotcha.
Surprise, no onions.
Ain't no onions. I don't like onions. Neither is Myrtle.
Now, I like, I sometimes, and don't call me queer or nothing, but I kind of like the Food Network, and I kind of like...
Oh, yeah. They sell some brisket on there.
Some brisket and onions.
Myrtle don't like no onions. You know what? I gotta be honest with you, man. Myrtle's been kind of a bitch lately.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. It's like when it's not the summer, no one wants to come to our town.
You're like, how is your miscarriage my fault, Myrtle?
Myrtle? Oh, man, I see you're talking about a person. I thought you were talking about...
Myrtle Beach?
Myrtle Beach, our home state of South Carolina.
Nah, man. I ain't going to no Myrtle Beach.
No, man, shit.
I'm a Daytona fella, man. I know it's crossing state lines, and there's some things I've done across state lines that you shouldn't do, but... See, we could easily go a whole episode like that. Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Is that what I am? Is that my white trash? Am I white trash?
Yeah. I'm sorry. We could go... The show might just be making a permanent change towards that. We crumble under pressure.
Yeah.
And that comment was just the cherry on top.
I pee on my feet when I see a naked woman. Like, I just wither. My penis withers into a Roman god Palpatine statue dick, and I just pee on my feet. And my toes, like, wiggle like crazy.
Well, yeah, it's because they're cold.
No, my pee is warm.
I'm a cold peer.
You're a cold peer? Probably
Even
do.
If I was hibernating for years and I woke up, my pee would be like chilly.
You have longer cuticles than me. What is that about?
Longer cuticles? What, eyelashes?
No, your cuticles. Your eyelashes are about mid-length, I'd say.
Cuticles, meaning...
Your fingers, yeah, they got longer ones than me.
I got upgraded to the, if you jerk off for, like, your whole day, your fingers actually grow.
Did you go to Nails and Snails to get them pushed forward?
Dude, Nails and Snails, I called, man, but Jessica, for whatever reason, she, her snails were booked all day, so...
So tell me about Nails and Snails a little bit. I haven't been there.
So Nails and Snails is this great place. It's off Cherry Street and 14th, and it's great. So you go, you get snails, and you get nails. So that could go a couple different ways. What are you looking for? Are you looking for carpenter nails? Are you looking for, bigger carpenter nails? Or are you looking for some toenails? We got them all.
Extreme carpenter toenails? So they only make your nails look like carpenter nails? Where do the snails come in?
The snails were there first, is the important part.
Wait, so they don't put the snails like on the nails and have them chew them, or?
You can. That's
a deluxe package?
That's in kind of the beta.
Wait, so are you saying that the coronavirus kept them from implementing their snail plan?
Yes.
Do they send out only emails or also snail mail?
It's predominantly snail mail. Oh my god. It's the snail. The snail market has small business, including snails and nails, or nails and snails, have been devastated by COVID. So,
yeah. Are they getting a loan?
yeah.
They're not essential, so...
Well, I mean, they're down on the bottom of the totem pole.
The snails are going to be fucking dead if no one's there to feed them.
Yeah, if you don't feed the snails your nails, the snails, you're putting the final nails in the snail's coffin.
And the final nail of the snails and nails coffin, unless the snail mail holds on to some customers.
Oh, man. If you guys have any more ideas or clips regarding our nail snails, or snail snails,
degeneratnation@gmail.com or Degenerate Nation Podcast on Facebook. We're getting off Twitter because we'll probably be banned from it pretty soon anyways.
I've kind of dropped off the Twitter sphere.
Yeah, we got like 4,000 followers. I just don't know how to use it anymore.
Yeah, that's okay.
I just farted. You want to hear this fucked up dream?
I was just going to segue us into dreams, because I've had some incredibly vivid ones.
Yes. You go first, because mine is beyond the pale.
I like yours are better. Let me be the closer and
trust me.
Drop the ball.
Trust me, man. You need this done to close. You'll be like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
So I had mentioned this to you in a text. We didn't talk about it on here, but
yeah.
The portion of my dream I remember is I'm coming home. I'm driving home either from work, or maybe we were grabbing some ice cream or something. Yes, we are two adult men that enjoy getting ice cream.
Oh yeah, ice cream. Oh, I've heard it.
Oh, I've got one coming up.
Nice.
So back to the,
just let it out, baby. Let it out, baby. Baby.
Oh, baby. No, I'm coming home, pulling up to an intersection at Fairfax County Parkway. And while I'm driving by, I see going past me in the other lane, going the opposite direction, a bunch of like supercars, really fast type cars. So,
Yeah.
Like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Maseratis.
Dang.
And these guys, I mean, obviously it's a dream, but the way I perceived it, these guys were flying. These guys were going like 200 miles an hour, 250 miles an hour. And there's this soccer field off to the direction they're going. You can make a right-hand turn into it. And this guy pulls out right in the middle of the intersection while like 10 of these supercars are driving by. And he gets absolutely obliterated.
Oh.
Like, if you've seen that clip of Randy Johnson throwing a pitch and he hits a seagull and it just explodes and it's gone, that's what this guy's car looked like. So, and I remember seeing it in the rearview mirror, and as much as his car got absolutely destroyed, there was nothing there. And I was like, no, maybe I can go back and help him. You know, I gotta go help him. Maybe he's alive. And I started to turn around and come back, and there was cops coming the other direction, and I woke up. And it was so strange.
Yeah.
So odd.
So the car just disappeared entirely?
The car, well, yeah, there's like little scraps, maybe a tailpipe, piece of tire, maybe some flesh here and there. But, I mean, it was just everything.
Some flesh?
Yes, flesh.
I once thought when I was like 6 years old, 5 or 6 years old, I think it was fucking 5, Jesus. This is dark. I went to try to go to sleep in my room, and I was looking out the window. It was probably like in the middle of the night or like at least past 10 or something. Because, you know, you go to sleep at like 8, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe earlier than that.
Totally.
And I thought I saw rotting flesh in the street. Just like stretched out flesh.
Just skin?
Skin, yeah. Just fucking skin on the asphalt. And I stared at it, and I stared at that spot for like what seemed like hours, thinking about the flesh.
Yeah, and you're 5 years old. Dude, kids, we have some really fucked up dreams when we're kids. Like,
No, that wasn't it. I wasn't even dreaming.
Oh, you were just, holy shit.
I was just staring in the road and thinking there was flesh there.
Yeah, it's pretty
Any wonder this is what I am now?
That was foreshadowing a bit.
Yeah, so this thing you're about to hear is...
Yeah, yours I hope will just trump mine into...
Well, you'll sound more normal than you probably are, but... So, I don't know how I got to this point in this dream, but I'm outside of a grocery store with a formless, genderless, small sex doll, and I'm naked. I'm on the fucking sidewalk outside a grocery store, people coming in and out, and this is in the pandemic, and I'm about to fuck this sex doll and its oscillating, glistening pussy, okay? And I'm like staring at it. I think it had eyes. They might have been very like feeling eyes. What's that?
The doll?
The doll, yeah.
The pussy?
The pussy did not have eyes.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, and I did not fuck it.
Damn.
But then I went in the store.
With or without the doll?
Without the doll, I left the doll on the fucking sidewalk and its pussy.
Oh my god.
I went in the store. Why did I go in the store?
And you're still naked?
Yeah.
Oh man. Holy shit. And what are people's interactions with you as they're coming in and out?
A couple of people were taking videos. Like, oh shit, I'm gonna get in trouble. But I was like, oh, I'll let her fucking...
I'd be terrified.
Yeah, it was scary.
I'd be really confused.
Yeah, because if you ever had a dream where you think you're gonna go to prison, because I have them like at least once a week.
Yeah, I've had those. I had dreams I'm gonna like go to the principal's office, and I'm like a 20-year-old man in a 4th grade classroom.
Yeah, the small desk.
Yeah, small desk, small kids.
I hope it wasn't for any untoward stuff like me and the doll, you know?
Yeah.
It's Jesus, especially when we worked with those kids.
That's so strange. So, do you remember? Like, did you have any thoughts of, oh, I'm gonna go inside this here grocery store and I'm gonna go get some groceries?
I wasn't even on groceries. I think I was just walking around and they were standing idly by the cashiers and people were just looking at me.
Oh my God.
One guy was like, dude, you're gonna get in trouble, man. And I was like, oh shit, thank you. I was like, do you think I can get this off my record? He's like, maybe, man. I don't know, man. And the guy who told me that looked like this like really happy-go-lucky like Mormon dude that had like 4 kids. That was like a mailroom operator person at this company I used to work for that I got fired from.
Really?
He looked a lot like him. So it might have been because you only pull faces for the most part that you already know.
Yeah, that you know or have
Yeah.
seen. Yeah.
Even a creative person like myself like probably would not pull like a random person into their dream, like a face that they haven't seen before, unless it's like you're inventing like a girl, like a love interest. Maybe it's like an amalgam of faces that you've seen, but like a random stand-in, like he was like a C team player in my dream. Like he would have been in the cast list at the end of the episode, not at the end of the dream. It's just me, sex doll, and then this guy, the only people that talk. Yeah, Mormon grocer. Yeah. Mormon pandemic grocer. A fucking sex doll without a gender, man.
I love that was a detail. So without a gender, however, it did have how many holes did it have?
It had a pussy. I didn't turn it upside down. It might have had a butthole.
I would hope so, man.
I mean,
They
I don't
have
know.
sex dolls without buttholes? Jesus.
They should not have sex dolls without buttholes.
Yeah,
Schematics.
We can't be teaching kids the anatomy of what they're supposed to look at without the proper anatomy.
I mean, if they're gonna grow up to get a doll, they might as well get one that has the holes that they've been taught about.
Yeah, the holes they live in,
live and breathe. The holes they live and work by. He was just so awful because it was formless. It wasn't clearly human.
It could have been. Oh, that's hysterical. Now my mind is just racing.
And the more I thought about it, I was like, was that misformed plastic? Was it burnt? Did you hear that?
Was that misformed plastic? What? Sorry,
was it burned? It was like a sex doll burn victim.
Jesus. It's a triage edition.
Yeah, maybe I was going to get a first aid kit from the grocery store. Before I blow this doll's pussy out, I better fix its fucking burn wounds.
Yeah, let me feel better about this. Let me bring it back to life so I'm not a fucking, like...
Yeah, let me get some gauze and some fucking painter's tape or, I don't know. Just taped up, formless... What's that?
I said, were you wearing socks?
No, I was barefoot. Just hard sidewalk with fucking rocks and, like, probably glass.
Some flesh.
And flesh. Just bags of flesh everywhere.
Just little fleshy flesh.
Yeah, when you go to the grocery store and someone asks you paper or plastic, you're not expecting plastic in that form.
And here you go.
Here's your formless doll. It didn't even have the courtesy of looking like a Chucky doll. It was just a fucking, like...
It was just a blob.
It was a fucking blob, man, or like a Cabbage Patch or something. I mean, Jesus.
Is it like Flubber, the movie with Robin Williams? Flubber in sex doll form.
Basically. It was like, maybe like T2, where it was like, just could take forms, and it was like half formed. It was like, fuck me in my pussy. But the pussy was like, looked immaculate.
Was it just like pristine? It had little fans on the side.
It had, okay, I was about to say, you know this, right? And like, you don't know pussies. And
such a low blow, such a low.
And when you get like 3 different colors of like the layers, it's like a fucking
it's like a 3-layer onion dip.
Yeah, it's like an onion dip. It's like the 3. It's like you got like a fleshish color, and then like a pinkish color, and a color that's more a little bit in between there with the the folds, you know.
Yeah, all the colors of,
The Earth's core, man. It's like layers.
It's man. I know what kind of colors you're talking about. Maybe some purples and some greens. I know what they look like.
But it was colored like a pussy. Like, it looks good.
Like a gigantic thing of grapes.
Like
nice
a gigantic thing of grapes, purple grapes. So I'm looking at this fucking immaculate, glistening, oscillating purple and green plastic pussy, and I'm like, I want to do this. But then it's like, I don't know if I looked up and saw the lack of face and was like, that's supposed to be a face and it's not a face. Or if I was like, I'm not turning over this leaf with dolls, because then I'm a guy that fucks dolls, and from that point on, I'll be a guy that has fucked a doll. And I ultimately decided with the second thing. I did not fuck it.
I would hope so. I think if you have noticed the oscillating purple, green, and just immaculate vagina in front of you, or what you're assuming is a vagina, if you pick your head up or you look up, you're either going to see that it has no face, you're going to see that you're outside a grocery store, and that there's plenty of people walking by. So take your pick of which one was enough for you to be like, eh.
And it was my childhood grocery store, too. It was the Giant that's not a Giant anymore.
Was it like a Kroger now?
No, it's some, like, Asian market.
Fucking Asian.
So,
man. God, okay.
What?
Nothing. Was gonna get us another Facebook post there, but
yeah. Fucking Asians are awesome, man. Vietnam, woo woo.
Korea.
Oh, we don't have any listeners in Korea that I know of, but hopefully North Korea, South Korea coming through.
Yeah, nothing in South Korea yet?
I don't know. I haven't checked in a while. I'm sure they're gonna love this. South Koreans are really gonna love this story about my deformed plastic sex doll outside a grocery store. That's more of a.
We have those down on the corner.
Yeah. Oh, it's just like that. I mean, if it was Japan, maybe, because they got some interesting things in Japan. But even freaky, the freakiest Japanese thing I could think of probably doesn't have burnt, deformed, plastic triage victim dolls with glistening, amazing, immaculate pussies, like waiting outside grocery stores. And it's like, I brought it there. There weren't other ones. I didn't buy it there. I brought it there.
But you don't know where you brought it from.
No, I don't know how I got there. I'm just there outside the grocery store, and I'm about to fuck the shit out of this doll on the sidewalk while people are walking in and out with masks on or like bandanas on to fucking shield themselves from the fucking COVID-19 coronavirus, and I'm about to fuck this doll. Yeah.
I love it. That's great.
Do you think that symbolizes that I'm just ready to move on from this quarantine? I'm ready to start my life over again?
I like that. That's a great way to look at that. I think that's fantastic.
Oh, that's the most terrifying dream you've ever heard.
Well, yeah. What else could you pull from that meaning-wise? That just sounds like a nightmare.
And like even the person in the dream was like a pullback from a job I got fired from, so it was like kind of a callback to the previous shitty dream I had.
Yeah, man. Mine was with just it's not like I've been thinking about supercars or watching driving shows, or I haven't even been driving anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's like your dream was a little bit disturbing because someone was got in a horrible wreck and then they disappeared.
I remember turning around to go back and it wasn't there.
Yeah, and I would kill for that dream. Really, honestly, because I had to have a whole nother set of not very pleasant dreams afterwards to just phase out of that. I didn't wake up screaming. It was okay. I have two types of bad dreams. One where I just wake up and a little bit and I'm sweating a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that it's so bad that it actually wakes me up. And the other ones are the disturbing ones that I'm let me pivot. I'm going to pivot this. And then you pivot into something. You don't immediately pivot into something great, something pleasant.
No, you always pivot into something. It's very strange. It's
strange and more realistic than the last one, but still a little strange. Yes. And yeah, there was some girl in it that I was supposed to go out with a couple years ago, and then it just didn't happen. And so it was like haunting me a little bit. It must be deep in the subconscious still.
Yeah, dude, dreams.
And she was in this dream as she was elusive in the dream, of course. And she was kind of an awful person in the dream. In this dream.
Was she an awful person?
No, aside from like not following through on going out with someone that you've never met. Like,
yeah,
you're a pussy, but you're not like.
You're not a bad person.
Yeah, you're not necessarily a bad person. You're just a pussy.
Yeah, man. Dreams take a big old scoop into our subconscious.
Thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. Dreams from Fleetwood Mac. Come.
Great song. Oh, thunder only happens
when it's raining. This is what she had in mind.
Here's a Fleetwood Mac poster.
Ooh. From Tusk?
I don't know if that makes it better or worse that I didn't recognize that song right away and go, what song is that? Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, one of their most popular songs.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a picture of Fleetwood Mac on my wall. And
that is their most popular song, actually.
What'd you say?
I think it is their most popular song.
Either that or Landslide.
No.
I'm curious.
You Can Go Your Own Way.
You can go your own way.
Great transition, man. Stevie Nicks from a fucking sex doll. Like if Stevie Nicks' face was on it, no matter how deformed or burned it was, I'd fuck the shit out of that doll in front of that giant.
Goddamn right you would. However, is it current? Is it what she looks like?
Yeah, I don't. She's still hot. She's like pushing 70. She's still hot, man. I saw her in concert a few years ago.
If I had a choice, though, I'd probably go with like 20-year-old Stevie Nicks.
Well, yeah, obviously, but
I mean,
she was crazy
then.
then.
There's something to be said for the 7-year-old.
Experience.
Experience. She knows she was born in the sex. I don't know.